Hola, buenos días, encantado de teneros aquí. Vamos a hablaros de un proyecto que hemos hecho conjuntamente con...
So we are going to talk about a project that we did together with Quirón Málaga, virtual reality endoscopy. It's very motivating to present this project because it's a very cool one, and also because I have Pedro Rosón here, a doctor, very well known in endoscopies, director of digestology in Quirón Salud, and of the Advanced Endoscopy Institute, member of the Endoscopy National International Committee, and he also loves technology, and we are going to talk about all this. We all see technologies. Mobile World Congress is technology in capital letters, robots, autonomous robots, artificial intelligence, artificial vision, augmented reality. So technology, if we don't apply technology to our customers and other sectors, technology is useless. So what you're going to see now is the application of 5G technology, virtual reality and augmented reality in a field completely different from Telefonica. We've been to an operating theater in Quirón Hospital in order to apply. The first meeting I had with Pedro, I went to Málaga and we started working different languages. I was speaking technological language and then he was talking medical language. And then after the meeting I thought I understood nothing at all of you said, but we had a common ground. Pedro said, when I am in the theater, I'm alone. Because we all imagine a theater where the surgeon is surrounded by a big team. But no, he is alone. If he has a problem, if he has a doubt, he has no one to ask. So it's his responsibility, and he's playing, so to speak, with a human being. And so we are going to do a project and we start defining the project and how can we introduce the project. We look for a mannequin, like a dummy, and Pedro said, I'm going to do 5 operations with real people in the theater, and then you're going to Madrid and I'm going to have Chisco in Quirón hospital. He's going to do the operations and he's not going to be alone. We are going to talk to him and we are going to do things in real time, and we're going to do it in Distrito Telefónica. I don't know if you've been there, but it is a great number of buildings. It's massive. We have dynamic marketing, and Telefonica presents 5G, and there is a medical congress in Distrito Telefónica. So it might seem crazy, but it's his and mine idea. So in order to do this pilot project, we need to connect a surgery with another point. And also in endoscopies, Japan is one of the main references with a lot of reference, and we wanted to connect it. And we have to have a number of cameras, and we need to help them. So how can we help them? So we need high-resolution cameras to transmit all the information. And the cameras that they use are of high capabilities, so we need a very capable system. And we will be able to see that everything is all right. And we need to do an immersive environment, and this is why we're going to use these 360 degrees cameras. And we are going to see how everything is going to happen during the surgeries. They need information on real time. And maybe 4 seconds later is too late. So the system is really simple, and I don't want to give you a technical speech because Pedro is going to give us his vision. But we have a communication system in the theater. We have an artificial intelligence collecting all the information that Pedro is doing with his hands and the type of scalpel he's using, and we can use all this information and so that everyone has the same feeling. And we have a hub in the edge computing connecting all the different parts. If we are connected to someone in Madrid or in Japan or in Sweden, everything is included in this edge computing, and then this video can be seen by someone who wants to help him in tablet, in a personal computer, or in an augmented reality device. So it's a full experience, very immersive when you use a 360 degrees camera. But not everybody has this type of virtual reality glasses. And these devices that we have used are the Oculus Quest and the Pico Neo 3. And also this immersive system. So we are going to see that everything is needed for the people who are using it, the type of a scalpel, how is the patient, and then to use everything. And also the information in the theater, where are the nurses. So I don't want to give you too many details, and I give the floor to Pedro. And we can have the presentation, please. I just wanted to thank Juanjo and Mercedes for having given me the opportunity, and Telefónica for having given me the opportunity to collaborate with them and working in such cool projects, because it's been a very beautiful experience. And we started a long time ago. And the first thing I wanted to explain to you is that probably the vision of engineers and teleco pundits is that we surgeons control everything. But so technologically speaking, surgeons have no knowledge, and we are like dinosaurs in front of an asteroid. And we have had this asteroid, the COVID-19 virus, and the life of doctors changed in 2019. And I had never done a video call until COVID arrived. And it is completely true. So we started using Teams and Zoom webinars, But we were in a technological change that it had not started in the medicine field. So it's a fourth industrial revolution that we had not started yet in the medicine field. And from now on, there will be a technological change in which we will have in non-technical environments a lot of relationship with technology. And how are we going to establish our relationship with technology? How are we going to have this virtual reality relationship? And this is going to change everything. So as for emerging technologies, you already know this graph. You've seen it thousands of times, how a technology gets into the market. And it takes approximately 10 years. But for medical aspects, in 2005 it started to go up, and then it's stable now, and the augmented reality and virtual reality are in the plateau, and we start seeing the real applications in our world. And that's this collaborative endoscopy, because this is the endoscopy room. I will be operating 14 people. We have Dr. Fernandez Cano and a nurse and nobody else. So when I talk to people about theater, they say that there are 50 people. No, there is another theater close to it, but there is another surgeon doing something different. So I have my team, and this is a regular operating theater. And this is one of the best ones, the theaters we have. So if there is a problem and you go back, you feel alone. You say, oh, I'm alone, there's nobody behind, nobody can help me. So this is what we wanted to change. So I started thinking about the first conversations, how can we change all these? And so I'm operating a patient and I have a problem, there is a bleeding or whatever, and I don't know how to go on, and I want to get in touch with my master, but my master is in Osaka. And so I can send him a WhatsApp. Atsumi, I cannot do it. Can you help him? Can you help me? Sorry. Maybe Atsumi is having a coffee. And then, okay, I'm going to see what Pedro is doing in the theater, and I'm going to help him from here. And then that's how the project started. So connecting on real time these different locations. That's why we have companies as Telefonica with their infrastructure. So when we started talking, it was really fun, because it's like I was speaking Chinese and they were speaking Russian. Because we have very different languages, but it's also beautiful connecting the different points and see the different needs. So which is my vision of the future of remote endoscopy. It is a feed of video. So first of all, we have the multi-point training and some on-site training, and then the collaborative endoscopy. So this multi-point training, I am in Málaga, I'm doing something, and I want people from all over the world to help me, so they can help me in what I'm doing. I'm going to give you an example. The first project we did, it is a colon tumor, and I'm operating in Málaga. Here at the top I can see a friend in Osaka and two friends in the auditorium. And we used 5G, and there was no latency at all, because as Juan has said, if I am starting cutting and 2 seconds later he says, no, you shouldn't have cut this, it's just beyond repair. So it has to be on real time.
Yeah. So that's After submucosal injection, so we can decide the entry area. We can see the fiber. So we should observe the fiber. Submucosal fiber. We can cut.
This is a safe place.
Sorry.
Yes,
So,
maybe we have
should
luck.
cut this fiber.
This fiber I can cut?
Yes. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, so fiber. Fiber.
There you go.
Please cut this fiber. Vessel.
Yes, I see. Thank you, Katsumi.
Yeah. Cut.
¿Lo veis? Lo he querido dejar.
So I just wanted to show you this video. So he's telling me what I need to cut. And he told me that there is a blood vessel there. Be careful, if you cut it, it's going to bleed. So we had a huge screen, and then I had totally forgot that he was 11,000 kilometers away. It's like he was there. And it's not only seeing the video of the surgery. We also need other parameters that you can see here. We have augmented reality and this real feeling of the colleague that is going to guide you. We have the vital contents of the patient, if the patient is breathing, and we have the scalpel we are using. We can change it, and also the configuration of this electrical scalpel. And if I cut, then we are going to see a flash, and then they are going to see how it is configured and how I am handling it. So these different layers of augmented reality give you this real feeling that you are there in the theater. Another scenario is the support to the first cases, because you go to Germany, for example, you learn, you are practicing, but then you go back to your hospital and then you see a human being. So if you don't feel alone, then it's very good because they can guide you. And this example is very similar, using the same technology. We are helping a friend in Almeria. So if you get deeper, it's going to help you a lot. Can you see how it flashes? When I start cutting, it flashes. You connect the back, but don't try to cut here, because the muscle is curved and you might touch other parts. So you can expand it. So, well, you can see the idea, right? Well, I share the videos because they are not unpleasant. You don't see a lot of blood. So, and then the third scenario is a real collaboration. So we are operating a patient, and then we do a clinical session of how we can face this case. We can move to the next technology. A friend in Cádiz, another one in Pamplona, another one in Granada, and we are thinking about what can we do. Well, first of all, we don't use these prophylactic, and we use single doses. And then you can see what's going on, what the doctor is doing. And then the virtual training, which is very cool. And I was talking to Juan, and we need to convey something else. When I started doing this advanced technique, I went to Japan, and I spent 1 month there so that I could learn how they used endoscopy and how they put their feet, their hands, and how we manage all of them, all the different things. And this information is very important. It's very important to us. So this is the model that we have in the lesson of anatomy from Rembrandt. And I think that we can use another type of training now. And virtual and augmented reality, I cannot explain anything to you because you already know all these things. But for doctors, these tools are very interesting because augmented reality allows us to have this information, and then the virtuality can be very useful as well. So augmented reality with different applications. We cannot provide translation because we have the audio overlapped.
Se proyecta sobre la vena a los pacientes y te deja ver. Puede utilizar para formar a la gente.
You can use it to train people in ultrasounds using models. So the different layers can have different uses. So the idea, as Juan said, is to take all the good things in the first project, the different layers, how the patient is, the vital constants, and also that you wear these goggles. And in the Instituto Telefónica, they were wearing these goggles and they had this feeling of being in the theater. And you can press a button in the oculus and then you can use other type of goggles. So how can we configure these and set up the scalpel, and also how the hands are used? Here you can see how this can be seen. So we have the same information that we had in the beginning. Can we play it or not? I don't know. You need to go to the other desk, I think. Okay, now we can see it. Okay. So this would be the idea. So the same layers that we had, but you can use your goggles and move around. And you can look wherever you want. With the goggles, it's even more spectacular. So you press the button and then you see the image in the theater. And you can have a look at their hands, what they do with their hands, how they are handling it, the scalpel, and how everything is set up. Or we can zoom in and see what the nurse is doing. And you can do whatever you want with the goggles. Okay, so which is the contribution of augmented reality? Well, interconnection between surgeons and also virtual training and the possibility to do remote surgeries. And the next thing would be the robotic endoscopy. This machine is called a Da Vinci. It's a laparoscopy robot. The operator is not in the field of operation, and then you handle it remotely in the theater. But but you can be somewhere else, obviously. And this is a 3D vision, and the Da Vinci team is very good. And in endoscopy, there was still nothing like this, but now we start having the first robotics. And this is the Endomaster Easy system. It has 2 robotic arms, similar to the Da Vinci. It has a grasper. And here we can see a colleague from Hong Kong, how he handles it, the pincers and the scalpel. And it is not commercialized, but it is a human being intervention, and they've already done 20 surgeries. It is in YouTube. So once this is a commercial with the 5G power of Telefonica, is that I can operate this patient from Málaga, a patient who is in Barcelona. So, and I give it 4-5 years. So we can always take another step forward. And then 5G helps us, because sometimes people don't understand what's 5G. Well, it gives us velocity and mobility. This is the international station, and also the latency close to 0, right? Because we need to be able to keep a conversation. If I speak with someone in Japan, I don't want a delay, and we give a high quality video, and it has to get anywhere, everywhere. Also security, because if you are operating and then it's not reliable, and then mobility. And these are the most important points. And as I said, the difference between 5G and 4G is like this. And that's all. Thank you very much to Telefónica, Juanjo, Mercedes for having invited me. Don't know if there are any questions. We only have 2 minutes left. Well, no, there are no questions, so thank you very much. We really hope that you liked it.
Minuto antes, ¿eh?